Godzilla vs. Kong is the latest in the Warner Brothers series about giant monsters and the dumb humans that surround them. So after Godzilla attacks a seemingly random tech location, humanity recruits Kong in an attempt to find a weapon that can defend humanity from Godzilla. But of course, in a movie where a giant lizard fights a giant monkey, the plot is completely inconsequential. We just need to get them to meet, we need them to fight, and we need it to be awesome, which thankfully the fights are awesome. The fights in this movie are easily the best they have ever been in the series. They really showcase each character, their way of fighting, and their mannerisms really well. And you can actually see them. The ones in that last Godzilla movie that I didn't review were all very dark, very muddy. They all took place at night in very ugly brown environments. I'm sure the delay the pandemic caused in this movie getting released actually helped them have the time to get the special effects done perfectly because they look amazing. Even the daytime fights in this movie are great. A lot of the time in these big budget CGI monster movies, they'll put the monsters in the dark, they'll make the fights take place in the dark to obscure the bad CGI. But nothing like that happens in this movie. All the fights are lit really well. The plot of the movie is actually more focused on Kong as opposed to Godzilla. The movie actually develops him as a character. He has a sweet relationship with this little girl from his island, and he's struggling with the events that cause him to be away from Skull Island. The movie definitely plays him up as the underdog against Godzilla. I kept expecting the Rocky theme to start playing during the fight. Godzilla and his motivation in the movie remind me of Wayne from Letterkenny, for any Letterkenny fans out there. He's just constantly trying to prove that he's the toughest monster around, and he'll go fight anybody that tries to threaten that. Like every other movie in the series, the humans are the worst part. Some could have been cut out of the movie entirely and made no difference, like Millie Bobby Brown, Brian Tyree Henry, and the kid from Deadpool 2. Their subplot is the worst part of the movie. Brian Tyree Henry is a great actor. Check out Atlanta. He's really good on that show as Paperboy. But he is so miscast as this paranoid conspiracy podcast host. He also doubles as the comic relief with the Deadpool 2 kid. It's like, just choose one or the other. You don't need both. And of course, we get the bland corporate bad guys. This time it's Demián Bichir and Eiza González. Honestly, they're not even worth talking about. Think of any bland corporate villain from the last 20 years, and you can guess what their role is in this movie. Thankfully, the humans are not as intrusive as they were in the previous movies, and they're only a minor annoyance until we get back to Godzilla vs. Kong. The movie is paced well. There's a few action scenes sprinkled throughout before the final 30 minutes goes full out monster action. The last 30 minutes of the movie was worth all the boring human stuff to see the great Godzilla vs. Kong fight scene. I'm really not a big monster movie guy, but for those of you who are, this movie will more than satisfy you, I think. I watched the movie at home and it was fine, but I think this movie deserves an IMAX screening to get the full experience. And there's no Save Mothra joke. I know, I was disappointed too. Bye.